that's here. But again, we're super excited to share this amazing, awesome technology with you. A product called X39. I was joking around with some today. I said, I think my wife told me no 39 times when she said you want to do this. She goes, no, no, no. I said, you keep doing that 39 times. So they say no. Getting on this video here. There we go. Okay, cool. So once it loads, then I'm going to be able to get that going. Kind of just explain the disclosures real quick because she is the attorney of the group. Times they say no. There we go. Okay, good. So I got that on here. Bingo. There we go again. Okay.
So good evening, good afternoon, good morning, wherever you're at. Just wanted to say that we are grateful to have you all on, and we're excited to have you here. Just wanted to say we are not medical professionals, so those of you who have a medical qualification, just bear with us. We're here just to share with you what we have already learned from this company that we've been involved with for over 2 years now. And honestly, we cannot stop sharing this technology. This is amazing. A little patch, tiny. You see it looks like the size of a 5 Rand coin or the size of a quarter. But it's a wearable technology. People are putting it on their body and it's making some great differences. We're going to hear from some people this evening how it's really helped them. But we also, if you have invited people and you don't see them on here, please do reach out to them, let them know they got to jump on because we're getting started. So take some good notes. The first half is all about the product, and then we transition to the opportunity. If all you're interested in is the product, that's great. You're more than welcome to jump off at that point. But we want to share everything we know because we do not want to keep this a secret. So sit back, take your pens out and your notes, and text those people and let them know that we're on and ready to go.
Absolutely. So first thing that we always ask people is, have you been patched yet? We've got a lot of people recently, we've been putting patches on them, say, you got to try this product. They say, pictures worth 1,000 words, right? I can talk about this picture here, but a video is worth 1,000 pictures. But an experience, we tell people we want the experience, this is worth 1,000 videos. So when we talk about this, I got a chance to experience this a little over 2 years ago, and literally changed my life. So I actually was in a car accident back in 2016 that damaged my neck, my shoulder, my back. I had a knee injury that also developed hip pain. It was a mess. That's the only thing I can say is that really when you understand, when people are dealing with issues and situations like that, I was looking for anything. I was trying all kinds of different stuff for years and years and years. And when my friend told me about this stem cell activation patch, I heard about stem cells. I understood them a little bit, but I didn't understand exactly what this did or anything like that. So he sent me a bunch of information. I never even looked at the information. I just put the patch on, and he said to wear it 12 hours a day. I did that for 3 days. The third day, the morning of the third day that I used this product, all of a sudden, no knee pain, no hip pain, no shoulder pain, no neck pain, no back pain. I started going into the information and going, oh my goodness, what is this? How does this thing work? And it's literally been a game changer. So the biggest part to this today, we're going to talk about kind of our journey, what we saw, what we've seen, and again, kind of go through some of the different slides here. So what we're doing is we're talking about elevating what's called GHK, copper peptides, activating your stem cells to regenerate your body. So we didn't ever heard of the company. The company's called LifeWave. It's kind of hard to see there, but LifeWave is the name of the company. Oh, never heard of LifeWave. It's been around for over 20 years. We'll talk a little bit more about that. But we didn't realize the founder is literally an inventor and a scientist. He created the company just to help people. He wasn't looking at interested in building a business like this or anything like that. He just wanted to help people. So he's got over 103 patents. I think he's actually got over 150 now because, again, he said stop counting at 150. But again, science investor, and he specializes in age reversing. Thank God for people like this, right? Because it's like, man, you talk about people doing different things that can affect us physically, mentally, in so many different areas and make us healthier. And he's focused his attention in 2008 on stem cell research. He already had done work with the Navy SEALs, with the Navy, doing stuff with a bunch of different Olympic athletes and everything else. And then 2008, he focused his attention on stem cell research. And this one product took 10 years and $4.5 million worth of research and development. And then my wife said, yeah, we'll see what happens. She knew that it was working for me, but she wanted to do research because obviously very, very skeptical. So she took a look at the patent and said, oh my goodness, you got to take a look at this.
Okay. So as you've heard, I was skeptical. I wanted nothing to do with this product, with anything to do with it. But then, obviously Greg's was unable. I'd lived with the moaning and the groaning for 6 years already. And all of a sudden they changed, and it wasn't a he couldn't have made that up, literally there was a change. And so I thought to myself, well, there's got to be something. And when I saw that it's patented, it's a legal document, and my background being law, I have some colleagues that have specialized in registering patents and immaterial property law, and so I know the work that goes into this, the amount of time, the research, the effort, and the money that people pay to actually register a patent. And so I thought, oh my goodness, wow, this was registered July 21 of 2020, and it's a document that you can actually go and read on the website. This is at info.com. That's an important website for you to write down. You can go and read this whole document there. And so I took a look at this, and I started to look through it, and this one paragraph really got my attention, because you can't make these types of allegations if it is not proved. It says embodiments as a result of elevating copper peptide, and I had understood that people were looking for peptides, they were injecting with peptides, those kind of things, including activation of stem cells. We all have stem cells. There's not one person on this earth, not even our pets, our dogs and our cats. Improvements in energy, elevation of antioxidants. I've heard these things. People are always looking to increase their antioxidant intake, reduction in inflammation, management of pain, improvements in stamina, elevation of collagen production. I had someone this afternoon, they were asking, what's the best? I definitely say, the body produces the collagen. Improved wound healing. So when I saw all of this, I was like, oh my goodness, and then experiencing it. And so it was for me a no-brainer at that point, and I decided to jump on board. But if you want to go look at this for yourself, it's all there on the website.
Yeah. And so the other thing is, like you mentioned about the company, Lifeway's been around for 20 years now, and basically, consistently a strong company, had a lot of different products, other patches and stuff like that prior to 2019. So when they launched this product, basically officially really in 2020, it's amazing how the company grew. It was $20 million, and it continued to grow to go to 320 million, 430 last year. This year, it's going to be over 600 million, and it's open in over 75 countries around the world. And the thing that they talk about here is it's not a Me Too product like most companies. And again, I try to think of all these other things that they're about. How many weight loss products are out there? How many skincare products? How many supplements? How many CBDs? How many essential oils? All these different things that people have that are out there. So when I talk, if we were actually in the supplement business before, actually we said, hey, we talk about our product, everything else. People, well, what makes yours better? And we have to convince them what's different about ours compared to theirs, why would they even want to take supplements? When we now talk about a stem cell activation patch, people lean forward and go, how do I get that? And it's absolutely amazing when they start utilizing the product and they start sharing with others the results that happen. It's absolutely phenomenal. We're going to talk a little bit about the results, but this is an amazing thing. So the one thing that's amazing about this, how it works, is really, really simple. It's actually something that you understand from a standpoint. We put the sticker on, basically we call it a patch, basically you put it on. But what happens is that we don't realize this as we're aging, basically our stem cells go more and more and more dormant. So when you're a baby and you're basically growing and growing and growing, we just had our good friend of ours, Ken. He's just got another. He's got, I think, his 10th grandson. And so
10th grandchild.
So grandchild. Sorry, grandchild. So it's actually a grandson. But actually, as he's growing right now, he's got cellular activity. It's making him automatically grow. So by the time he's 18, 19, 20, 21, whatever they stop at the age we stop growing, basically stop growing, and now the stem cells start going dormant. By the time you have stem cells you had when you're younger, 60, you have 5 to he needs to get in shape. Anyway, I'm just kidding. So it's amazing what happens though when you understand what happens to your body and how it works.
So how it works, it's a proprietary form of phototherapy. A lot of people are talking about red light therapy. There's red light beds that they go lie on, patented nanocrystal technology. It reflects our own lights, our body heat and body lights to activate the frequency that's in the patch. It's not transdermal, so this is not putting any drugs, no stimulants into our body, nothing goes into the body, not invasive, and it's not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, prevent any disease or medical condition. Now, the product is registered as a health and wellness product.
Yeah. And what's great about this too is, again, it's really, really easy to understand once you understand technology, but once again, you got to look at all the different studies and things like that. So you take a look.
So this is a topography map of a 77-year-old woman's brain. David Schmidt wanted to do, he was doing all these clinical testings and trials, and he wanted to show inflammation in her brain. So he asked the 77-year-old woman to be very consistent in wearing the X39, to start wearing it and to wear only the X39. That was the only thing that she changed. So there was no diet change, there was no supplementation, no exercise. She only just started to wear the X39, the back of her neck, and stay hydrated, drinking good water. Prior to putting the patch on, session 1 is a scan of her brain. So you see the bright red and orange colors, all those bright colors indicate inflammation in the brain. That's what David Schmidt tells us. It's inflammation in the brain, meaning that the brain cell activity is almost non-existent. It's a lack of brain coherence, forgetfulness, PTSD, maybe mood issues. And the woman just continues every day, day in, day out, consistently wearing the X39 for 12 hours, taking it off, resting for 12 hours, putting a new one on the next day. And at session 2, which is 3 weeks later, the scan shows a lot of those bright colors no longer there, indicating that there has been a detox of the inflammation. Brain cell activity has improved, and improved brain coherence, remembering more, mood issues no longer, there's more balance there. And then session 3, only 6 weeks later, there's a complete turnaround. There's even a spread of the blue and green hues. It's not all clumped together there. So there's complete turnaround in her brain and better brain coherence. And David Schmidt said that was just a scan of her brain. But if I had scanned every single organ in her body, it probably would have looked like what her brain scan looked like at session 1. And honestly, it's so easy just to slap a patch on. Mm-hmm. And, there's so many people that are doing these detoxes for 40 days or whatever it is, and whole diets and so on. And it's not sustainable for a lot of people. Mm-hmm. Some people can, they do a whole life change thing. But other people, most people I know, because I know myself, mm-hmm. I'm cheating here, there, and everywhere, make a decision and you kind of like the next day, it's my cheat day. Well, it's so simple just to do this. Put it on, forget about it, carry on with your life. And these are the results. Yeah. Amazing.
Yeah, and how many people know we should be patching everybody based upon these results? For even a balanced brain, it's pretty amazing the different things that are out there. But these are just some of the benefits of X39. So they can have pages and pages and pages of this. But again, you talk about increased strength. This is great not only for people who are athletes, but people who are older. My dad, who was 86 at the time, started using the patch. Again, he was using a walker, had horrible back pain, was forgetting everything. I didn't even understand the brain scans at that time and everything else. But he's forgetting everything. They said kind of like the onslaught of dementia. And so now he's basically 88. He's younger at 88 than he was at 86, because after 6 weeks his back pain went away. About a month later, he stopped using his walker. Why? Because he had increased strength, had better balance, everything else. And then next thing you know, he starts remembering things and not being as forgetful and everything else. And it's amazing the difference he is today. So what Mena showed there also is reduced inflammation. Absolutely big, huge difference for a lot of people. Inflammation says is the root cause of every disease. So if you understand what inflammation does, so you can reduce that down. Increase stamina. We all need that. And again, energy and vitality. I try to talk slow, guys. I apologize. I get so excited about this. And if you can tell, I'm a little fired up. So it's pretty amazing what happens when you're on this patch too. The energy and vitality comes with it. Mental clarity. We've seen that both of ourselves. Again, if you like the idea of being more productive, but also a lot of people have had brain fog. I had that. So literally after a couple of weeks, I felt like I stepped out of a cloud. All of a sudden I could remember when my wife would ask me a question, I could remember the answer. I had someone today ask me about something I said that would have probably taken me 20 minutes before, maybe half an hour before, and I could recall it really quickly because of the mental clarity. But restored muscle and skeletal conditions. I actually, because my pain went away, I canceled my chiropractor appointment the next week, but I went the week after because my wife goes, get checked out by your chiropractor. And so when I went to go checked out, he couldn't even adjust me. He said, you're in perfect homeostasis. He goes, are you cheating on me? And so, I mean, literally, you talk about restored muscle and skeletal conditions, absolutely amazing. And improvement of sleep. You want to talk a little bit about that?
Yeah, so improvement of sleep wasn't one of the reasons that I actually started wearing the patch. I had no idea that my sleep would improve the way it has. For many years, as a lawyer, I go to bed with everybody's problems and so worry about everything. And, am I doing the right thing? Wake up in the middle of the night, can't go back to sleep. And so my sleep was all over the place. It was just never, ever wonderful sleep. I kind of slept, but I never knew what it was to have deep, like REM sleep, and so when I did sleep right through the night, it was about a week and a half after using the patch consistently, I was like, wow, what was that? It was like somebody had knocked me over the head with a frying pan and put me to sleep for 12 hours. But honestly, it was so deep. I woke up in the morning, I was like, oh my gosh, I feel so rested and energized. And it was such a deep, deep, good sleep. And I have had that kind of sleep ever since. I mean, this is now 2 years of wearing this product, and every night without fail, my head hits the pillow and I'm gone and rested. And if I do wake up, I'm back to sleep straight away.
Yeah.
And I could never, it was the hardest thing for me. I couldn't understand why people, I mean, Greg would like just put his head on the pillow and go to sleep. I'm like, what on earth? Like, why?
And then she'd be watching like Instagram or Facebook, and then all of a sudden a video pops on. It's real loud. I'd jump out of bed and go to sleep. Don't make me use the frying pan again.
Yeah, but it's such a blessing, honestly. And I had no idea that would happen for me.
Yeah, so the other part is improved skin appearance. That's one thing for her. My wife's skin, again, was always a little bit rough. She had a little bit of different things.
Almost like a eczema psoriasis.
But she's got like butter smooth skin. I wish you could be here with me. But anyway, she's got butter smooth skin. So, but a bit finally, she's like, fine lines, wrinkles, all that kind of stuff. It's amazing what happens. And we'll show some pictures of that. But achieve optimal health, a state of complete physical, mental, and social well-being. How many people want that idea? That was like me. I'm like, I was looking for all the above, right? And so what's cool about this is how the X39 works for long term. They got all these case studies. They got over 80 case studies. They got This Is It info, got a lot of the case studies right on there alone. And so when we say go to thisisit.info.com, but I want to explain this a couple different things here. The first few days, 4,000 genes begin to reset to a younger state. When you talk about genes resetting, I've heard people talk about resveratrol. I've heard that for the past several years. Oh, we got resveratrol in our supplements. Well, resveratrol is found in red wine, and it does reset genes. It resets 2 genes. This resets 4,000, which is a third. I heard from David Schmidt the other day. He said it's a third of our basically the genetic the genes that we have. So literally by resetting these different genes, it's amazing what happens with your body. So once again, within 6 weeks, your brain becomes balanced. You just saw that with Mena shared that, and also within 3 months, your collagen levels increase 2, 3, 400%. So when you understand the increase in collagen naturally, my hair's thicker now. I used to have a bald spot back here. I no longer got a bald spot. It's like thank God, right? Within 6 months, this is the big one. Your heart reverses in age, an average of 8 years younger. So I'm not 54 anymore. I'm serious. It sounds funny, but the cardio I have and the different things, people that utilize this, naturally what happens is that we age and our heart ages and everything else. Sometimes our heart ages much older. Well, by using this, it's an anti-aging. That's why David said this is not anti-aging, it's age reversing, and he can prove it scientifically. That's a pretty bold statement.
So how do we wear the patch? We put it on for 12 hours and then we take it off for 12 hours to rest and repair, preferably at night for rest and repair. And then throw the patch away and put a new patch on the next day. Drink plenty of water. Some people like to wear an extra patch. It doesn't really make much of a difference. One patch can actually do everything. And you'll see like the graphics there, it's where they wear it under this, and the reason why they show underneath the belly button and the back of the neck on the C7 is because that's where David Schmidt actually, when he did his clinical trials, that's where he tested, it was consistently underneath the belly button or on the back of the neck. But you can actually wear it anywhere because it's systemic, meaning it goes to fix wherever it needs to repair and rejuvenate in the body. So put it anywhere.
Yeah. And the example that you
And
use is
drink plenty of water,
plenty
good
of water.
water.
Yeah, absolutely. That's why I always have water with me.
And increased electrolytes.
Yes.
Yeah.
And so one thing they talk about is I said, if you break your arm at the age of 18 compared to breaking your arm at the age of 80, who's going to heal faster, quicker, and more complete? The 18-year-old. Why? He's got more stem cells working for him. So as soon as you break it, the stem cells rush there. They basically start repairing the bone, the tissue, the marrow, the nerve cells, all the different things that basically were damaged, it goes to repair. And that's what happens. So you think about that from a standpoint, how quickly repair, and we're going to show you some different illustrations with that. So we've got some different testimonies we're going to share in a minute, but I'm going to share a couple things first. I'm not sure, double check, make sure that Andre's on here, if you can double check. He is on that?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. And then, so once again, this is very, such a sophisticated product, but it's very simple to explain. Like I said, it took 10 years in order to get basically the right formula, so to say, because this says organic nanocrystals reflect our own heat and light, which is pretty amazing. So it doesn't even require the sun or anything else. You can have it even under your shirt, doesn't matter where it's at. But the testimonials are life-changing and very emotional. I mean, that's the one thing we've heard over and over and over. And I sometimes when I tell the testimonies, I get emotional because it's just because of seeing how people's lives have changed. But the thing we figure out real quick is this absolutely works. So this is a doctor. People say, well, our doctor's using this. Well, here's a plastic surgeon. He's an MD. He basically does laser plastic surgery on your face is what he does. So when you understand what that does, the recovery time from him doing these different procedures is usually 6 to 8 weeks. So a month and a half to 2 months. So he started using the patch because he heard about the wound healing properties of this. And he said, I bet we could probably get better results getting wound healing. He was blown away. They're now using the patch 30 days prior to the actual procedure and 30 days after. And the results they're getting right now is that the same recovery time is now 7 to 10 days. So instead of being 6 to 8 weeks, it's 7 to 10 days. So he says, if you want to work with me as a plastic surgeon, you're going to be using this product because he wants to show people how well this works. And he's just like, that's what it is. Another one that's on the website, you can see it on thisisatinfo.com, is Dr. Leland Stillman. He's a phototherapist, or basically what I call photo biomodulation, whatever. He's an expert in phototherapy. So he's got these red light therapy beds. He's got all these different light therapy that he does. He's got hundreds of thousands of dollars worth of equipment, and people come to him, and he's like, what's this little tiny patch going to do? And that's kind of like what I was thinking, the same thing, but it's like, and then it was whatever patch type thing. But it was funny because when you understand, he did the research, and he really looked at it. And I challenge people, do the research. I talk to doctors all the time, and I'm like, I challenge you to do the research. When you do the research, you're going to find out what we're talking about is really true. So what happens, he started doing the research. He goes, this is crazy. He said, all the stuff he has is this high-level light therapy for short periods of time, usually 10, 15, 20 minutes, where this is low-level stimulation for a long period of time, 12 hours a day. Because I bet it works in conjunction. He was blown away. You got to watch the video. He says, if you want to work with me, the protocol is literally, that this is one of the parts of the protocol is literally got to get the patches, and you got to be using the patches if you're going to work with them. Here's some like before and after type things. You see day one, right? Day 42, much better. Once again, within a year, big difference. I always say she looks like a younger sister, but look at her now. You look at the difference is actually, when you talk about age reversing, if you don't notice the difference, it'll help with your eyeballs too, help with your eyesight as well. So other people, if you don't notice the difference, check out this one here. Here's a guy who fell through the rafters, fell through the ceiling, broke 6 ribs, punctured his lung. Literally, they say extreme discomfort. I think he has a little more than extreme discomfort, right? But look at the time frame here. They say expected back to work at least 6 weeks. He's back to work within 3 weeks. But look at the 17th through the 3rd. That's 13-day difference, less than 2 weeks. But look at even the difference here. I mean, it's amazing 6 days later what the difference is within a week. So this, and I've had a lot of doctors and people we've talked to, and other people are just like, that's not normal. Exactly. That's what we talk about, wound healing very, very quickly, skin conditions, different other things like that. Here's another one talking about skin conditions. This is, Mena had a lot of rashes on her hands. This was not her hands, but this is someone who had obviously extreme, problems. What we talk about, miracles happening, this before and after. Here's another guy, he's got serious luggage. They call these things festoons, I learned, and literally talk about big time luggage. And so what happens is that it's not it didn't happen overnight, but 7 months later, and then 11 plus months later, you look at what the difference is there. Long term, it's amazing what we've seen. I mean, it's like literally night and day difference. It's pretty amazing. You're going to talk about, our friend.
Yeah. So this is a good friend of ours. Who we met about 4.5 years ago, comes to the same church as us, and she had told me about her issues with her hair, big chunks of it no longer, fallen out, no longer growing, and this was going on for many years prior to us even meeting her, and so she had all sorts of types of therapies for her head, injections, steroid injections in the scalp, different shampoos, different supplements, different things. I mean, she'd done it all, and nothing had changed for her. And so she just resorted to buying some wigs and wearing hats all the time. And in Florida, it's extremely hot and humid, and I just can't even imagine how she did that. But she told me about her situation, and at that time, we had no idea about this product. And then when we did find out about it, I thought to myself, well, maybe this may help her. And so I shared with her about the product. I didn't go into all the information because I'm not the scientist and inventor. So I just referred her to the website, thisitit.info.com, and I said, take your time, take a look at it, and then you make your decision. And she said to me, Mena, I've tried absolutely everything and it hasn't helped me. So what do I have to lose? I'm going to try this product. And you can see for yourself the difference. It was a few months later, all she wore was the X39 back of her neck, and people started to notice her hair was shiny, it was more thicker, and now she's ditched those hats and wigs, and she's forever grateful.
She looks amazing.
Yeah, I mean, she does. Her hair looks really, really healthy and just keeps getting better. Yeah. I mean, this is a few months ago that she shared this picture with us, but what if I hadn't shared this with her? What if, So,
and that's what we talk about.
We don't know who's going through issues.
Yeah. And so what we're going to do now is I'm going to stop sharing my screen. And so we're going to start with Andre. Andre, actually, in fact, Brendan, if you want to introduce Andre real quick, because he's part of his BNI, and I actually just got a chance to meet him at the party the other day. So if you want to kind of get off mute, introduce Andre real quick, and I'll have Andre share what happened to him in the past few days.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much, Greg and Mena. This was a super awesome Zoom. So thank you so much for taking the time to present for us today, because you guys are really on fire, super exciting now in the festive times. But just a moment to introduce Andre. Andre is actually a gentleman that I met through my BNI chapter. He is super, super awesome, got great energy. And most of the people in the BNI actually don't believe that X39 actually works. So it was last week, Wednesday, what had happened is that Andre had actually twisted his ankle, and he came to me and I took the same patch, like I was wearing it on my arm. I took it off my arm and I put it on his ankle. And within 20 minutes, he's going to share with you, within 20 minutes, his results were like flipping awesome. So he's going to share with you what that was and what it did for him. And, it's just really, really cool that, people that are so skeptical and people that don't believe in X39 can actually see what this is doing for people. It's a real thing. It's not something to not take lightly. Like Mena just mentioned, we have to share, because what if she didn't? What happens if you didn't tell the person that is waiting right now? You have to tell them. Every single person that's not wearing this patch, if you don't tell them, it is a problem. So Andre, I look forward to going to Croatia with you, because Andre said he wants to go to Croatia. So we're going to Croatia. And yes, please go ahead and share with everyone your amazing results that are really just firing me up for December. Thank you.
Thanks, Brendan. Thanks, Greg. Well, everybody, just to give you a little bit of a background, what happened with me, somewhere in the last 2 weeks, I've sprained my ankle very badly, to the point where I could actually not even step on my foot. And I'm a cyclist by sport, so doing long distance cycles has almost become to a point where I was like scared not being able to do it. And on last week, Wednesday, at the function where we were, I was hopping around on my one leg, not trying to put too much pressure on my right foot. And I walked up to Brendan and I said to him, look at my leg. And he actually took a photo of what my ankle looked like. It was very, very badly swollen. And he put his patch on my ankle where it was highly swollen up. And with in 30 minutes, I promise you guys, they say seeing is believing, but this was actually feeling the pain slip sliding from my leg to a point where I could actually walk around without even limping. I could actually dance to the music that was playing at the time. People were thinking I was crazy, but actually it was just the patch working its magic. Brendan sent me off with another patch to put on the next day. which I did, and I had a good night's sleep that night. And that Sunday, I actually went for another 40K cycle, and I used to cycle a certain route within that same time that I used to cycle that route in a certain amount of time. I actually broken my own record on that route. And just to put it in perspective for you guys, I'm a Strava user, and you can go check me out on Strava. I've done for this year on cycling alone over 4,000 kilometers of cycling, 24 kilometers of elevation. And I must be honest with you guys, if it wasn't for that patch, I wasn't going to be able to go cycle this past Sunday. I cycled this morning, and I'm cycling tomorrow again after being almost for 2 weeks on a leg that didn't want to work its magic, and getting back to going away from being heavily swollen, can't even almost put a shoe on my foot, to where I can actually walk around, running around. I actually took videos that I shared with Brendan on the group on how actually my leg was performing, and my ankle was 100% fine. And yeah, guys, this afternoon I got my first 30 patches, and I'm going to use them very wisely, because, like in sport, you need to be able to recover quickly. And I'm looking forward for the next 30 days where I can actually start using my patches now, and I can actually see how quickly I can recover. Normally, a normal recovery for me after about 80 Ks is like at least 2 to 3 days, because of the endurance that I go through. And now I can do, like today, I did 30 Ks. I'm not even feeling like I've even cycled.
That's amazing. That is so
That's it
awesome.
from my side.
That is absolutely phenomenal. So that's something we had a chance to meet up today. We met the other day real briefly, and again, and that's what we see. We see people that are one patch wonders. They put the patch on, they wonder where the pain goes, or wonder where the inflammation goes, and that is absolutely. So we're expecting some huge things. So as we continue talking to you, I'm sure we're going to get a lot more praise reports. That is absolutely fantastic. So thank you for sharing, Andre. We really really appreciate that. And then again, we'll be talking more in the next few days. So, man, if you want to introduce the next person,
Yes,
also.
so we have Kiara Orban, who has agreed to come on here this afternoon, well, for her afternoon, to share her testimony. And lo and behold, it's a little similar to Andre's, which we didn't even realize. But Kiara and Matt are really good friends of ours for many, many, many years now.
Close to 20 years,
From
yeah.
another business, also did, we're involved in another business together. And we now do attend the same church, and they're just an awesome couple. So Kiara, unmute and join us this evening, share your testimony.
That'd be great.
Hey guys, thanks so much, Greg and Menna. We love you guys so much. And wow, congratulations, Andre. I have such a similar testimony. You got to bear with me because I'm kind of like Greg. I'm so excited. I'm kind of like vibrating out of my skin, because once you have an experience like I'm about to share for you, you just can't help but tell everybody about it. But it was actually a year ago, last December. I work out at Burn Boot Camp, and Greg and Menna, we had gotten the patches from them. We did something I don't recommend anybody do. We just kind of put one on every now and then, whammy pam. We didn't think too much about it, and we didn't really notice anything. And honestly, we thought, wow, these things don't work. They collected dust for months. And then it happened. I sprained my ankle working out, and I was new to working out. I was only working out for 3 months. I'm 44 years old. I had not worked out in the last 20 years because I injured my knees early on in my early 20s. I had serious neck, back pain, but I had sprained my ankle, couldn't walk for 2 days, and I was totally frustrated because I'm a real fast mover. We had people at our house. We have a large property. They're at the other side of the property, and I really couldn't get to them, and I was kind of ticked. And so I remembered the patches, and I threw one on my ankle. I'm telling you, within an hour, I was walking, weight bearing, no pain. I go out, I see all of our friends. I'm hopping on one ankle. I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this. It doesn't hurt. It doesn't hurt. I can walk. Couldn't believe it. To say I was shocked is an understatement. 4 days later, all the swelling went away. So I said, oh my gosh, I told my husband, these are legit. These actually work. So I start putting them on every day. And then I start realizing, oh my goodness, my shoulder's not hurting. My neck is not hurting. My back is not hurting. And so I was like wondering if, well, did these work for other people? Because I wasn't looking to build this as a business. I just was using it as a product. And so I was like, let's see what works for other people. So I started giving to people. I knew 3 other people that had sprained their ankle, 2 inside burn, 1 outside. Same thing. Put it on with overnight, the swelling's gone. There's another girl. I didn't miss when I sprained my ankle. I didn't miss more than 2 days at the gym. She was out for 2 weeks. When I finally caught up with her, I said, you got to try this. Puts it on, swelling goes down. She's back in the gym almost immediately. But I've used this. I have so many testimonies just for myself. I don't even know where to stop. Like I was going to the chiropractor too. And, I don't know if this has ever happened. People that go to chiropractor. When I was there, I left in more pain than I had gone with. And her, her advice was to ice it. And I have young kids. I said, I don't have time to ice it. What am I going to sit on the couch and ice my back? So forget this. So I'm going to throw a patch on there. Threw a patch on and looked at the clock. And I'm going to say, I'm going to see how long it takes for this to work. Within 2 hours, the pain is gone. I've done this time and time again because I tend to push myself. I was since trained really hard for a very intense competition at the gym, which was unheard of for me, absolutely unheard of. Did amazing with that, through the training, the competition, everything, and it's phenomenal. Now we obviously know not everybody's a one patch wonder, but for my personal use, I don't know. I kind of use it like people will pop pills and stuff. I just like put on patches, and it works amazing. So I totally recommend it. And I thank you guys. You're amazing.
That's awesome. Thank you so much.
You're amazing.
Yeah, she
Great
just posted a
testimony.
video on Facebook, and I think I chatted because she was talking about the testimony and stuff like that. And I said I'll let Matt know, don't mess with Kiara. I'm just see the workouts that you're doing. It's so true. It's so awesome. But thank you again for sharing. It's amazing the differences, and it doesn't just help with sprains. It helps with a lot of other things that we talked about. And the part that we can't make any guarantees, but we've been able to help people. This is personal testimonials to us, people that we know that have had Parkinson's, MS. Alzheimer's, dementia, autism,
Neuropathy.
reversing neuropathy, all these autoimmune diseases, including lupus and fibromyalgia and rheumatoid arthritis, all kinds of stuff. So we could go on, but those are not, we can't make claims, but this is what we've personally seen. People improving in those different areas, which has been absolutely, amazing. So the biggest part of this, again, is a product absolutely works. And so we're going to now kind of shift a little bit, but we want to first have you check this out. You want to check out the website, thisisitinfo.com. People's like, what's with that name? Well, Steve and Gina Merritt, the people that we work with, literally took a look at this business, and Steve had 13 different surgeries, was taking handfuls of Excedrin every day. His wife's like, these things are going to kill you. You can't keep on taking all these pain pills. He goes, I got to keep moving. I got to keep going. He was running a ski school, doing a bunch of other things and other businesses and stuff. And the crazy part about that was that within a week, his pain was gone. His wife goes, this is it. This is what we've been praying for. This is what we've been looking for. So literally our team is called This Is It Team. But if you go to This Is It Info, you'll find all the information, the patents, everything else. And then you also go with the testimonials. And each of these testimonials, you click on them. There's 2, 3, 4, 5 videos underneath each of these different ones. And each of the videos, 2, 3, 4, 5 minute videos. And so I always tell people, check out the information. The more you check out the testimonials, the more you go, oh my goodness, I've got something like that. That might be able to help me with me as well. Or I know somebody, because a lot of us know a lot of people. So we're gonna shift right now. We're gonna talk a little bit more from a business standpoint, because again, when we looked at this, I was not looking for another income stream. We had a lot of them we were working with, but nothing was able to replace my income. And so what was crazy is that if you look at all these pictures here, or these pictures, basically you see all the pictures, but you see all these different words in here, all of them mean different things to us. So the number one word on there for me personally is family. Again, we're in South Africa, we're spending time with Mena's family, so it's very, very important to her as well, spending time with our family. So these first 2 things are very important, but 2 years ago, literally freedom meant a lot to me. The reason why is I was working a job that literally was driving me crazy. It was bad. And I talked to a lot of people recently that are in the same situation that I was in, where it just becomes a toxic workspace. It's just not fun. It's not good. I'm like, I wasn't looking forward to even working with the managers that I was working with and stuff like that. So Lily, I said, you know what? I'm going to set a freedom goal. I said, if I can develop a business out of this, my goodness, if I can become financially independent, that would be amazing. Been trying to do that for literally decades. And literally, because my wife's helped with us, we got now business in 28 countries around the world. And 14 months later, I was able to replace my income. 2 months after that, fired my job, said, hey, give my job to someone who wants to be tortured. No, but literally I said, and literally walked in the land of the living and extended our South African vacation out 2 more weeks. And that's when I met Brendan, which is kind of crazy. I went to a BNI because they were finally open on like the 15th of the month, and literally then all the rest is history. But a lot of people are looking for that. A lot of people are looking for security, and I'm not talking about bars and on windows and stuff like that. I'm talking about financial security. In fact, they said that's one of the number one needs of people is financial security. Travel is something we've had a chance to do. We had 5 free incentive trips this year so far. It's just this year. We're in South Africa right now, but there are 5 free incentive trips where the company or the team that we're working with has paid for these incentive trips, and we can talk more about that. But again, better health, that is huge. You could have all the wealth in the world, but if you don't have good health, what's it worth, right? So a lot of people, they say they basically, to make wealth, they ruin their health. And then they take their wealth to try to get back their health, right? And so this is a product that works to help better health. But the other part is less debt. How about zero debt? Imagine being totally debt-free. That's a huge epidemic in the U.S. especially. You think about that. Not every country's like that, but it seems to be spreading around the world with people having debt, and so it's kind of crazy. So you want to talk a little bit about the company?
Yes, so LifeWave is now ranked #1 momentum company per businessforhome.org. You can go check it out. In fact, David Schmidt said the other day on the interview that it's going to be ranked #1 again next year. So we just keep breaking records, and it's absolutely phenomenal. I think we haven't shown the figures, but we'll get there with the growing from 20,000 to over 600, from 20 million to over 600 million US. In 4 years. It's not normal. So LifeWave was also awarded the Bravo Growth Award. And there's a picture of David Schmidt, the founder and inventor, together with Steve and Gina Merritt. Gina with the stripes and Steve, and then Meredith Burkett, who's the president of LifeWave.
And of course, David Schmidt here.
And David Schmidt, yeah.
So the company itself, again, we always talk about this is 2023. So we're going to see some numbers for 2024. It's the fastest growing year we've ever had. And so in 2023, the green line is the company's growth. Look at the blue line. The blue line, basically, look at the sales that we've done, basically, by helping people. We've bypassed the companies who are pulling the company up with us. In fact, the amount of, our team is the #1 team within all of LifeWave. So if you like the idea of a high performance team, love the idea of a team that actually is winning in a big way, that's our team. So which is great about this is that there's really 4 ways that we make money. I'm going to talk about a couple of them. We make money by actually registering people, which is great. It's a one-time upfront money that you earn upfront by doing that. You can make anywhere from $35 up to $405 by registering someone in the business, which is great. That upfront money helps out, but the big part of this is residual income. So when you register as a brand partner, you now get the product at wholesale. So I always tell people, would you rather pay retail or would you rather pay wholesale? I've never had anybody say, I want to pay retail. I want to pay retail. They don't. They say, I want to get the best price I can. So what happens, a brand partner, you get a wholesale, but now you can also earn income to get your product for free. How do you like that idea? And then you could also earn a lot more money and become free yourself, right? So what we do is we start you as a brand partner, and then we build a right team and a left team. Why 2 teams? That's the way the compensation plan is set up. It's called a binary, which is great. We never built anything like this before, like a binary. So when we saw this, we're like, man, that's pretty interesting. And when I really studied, I'm like, oh my goodness, this is amazing. Because what happens, you put 2 people on the right, 2 people on the left, you're known as what's called a manager. So this right here becomes a building block, and you start duplicating this over and over. You can put as many people as you want to on every leg. So we've actually got a couple hundred people we've put in personally. We'll kind of explain that in a minute, but because we can't stop sponsoring people, we can't stop talking to people, because when you have something this awesome, there's nothing like it in the world, it's patented and everything else, people need to know about it. So what happens now, by you being a manager, you can make up to $1,500 a week. About 30,000 Rand if you're in South Africa a week. Now again, it doesn't start there. It just grows and grows and grows and grows and grows. Now the crazy part about this too is you'll have people that are above you. So let's say this is Brendan. Now we personally sponsor Brendan, but we're putting people that, underneath him, and then other people are putting underneath, and these people are putting people down. He's putting people in. Those people, it just starts growing and growing and growing. So what happens from a business standpoint is that when you find someone that says, hey, I want to be a manager, you got another manager over here, you become a director. And as a director, you can make up to $2,500 a week. Now, again, this is only the second way you make money. So it grows and grows and grows to where you can make up to $25,000 a week. Now, I've had people say, well, is that impossible? I can introduce you to dozens of people that are actually doing that right now, just from this way of income, not the other ways even. So what happened is when we hit director, we got really excited. We're like, this is great. Well, then we hit senior director. I tell people to start at senior director. That's making about $1,000 a week. So if you like the idea of making 20,000 Rand a week, $1,000 a week, basically from this business, then you basically here. Now, for me, what set us free is basically hitting executive. Because again, we were just before we had executives when I basically fired my boss because this is a six-figure income all day long. So when you talk about, once again, making over $10,000 a month, this is where you need to be. 6 weeks later, we hit the presidential. That's called momentum, right? And then we basically doubled our business from 50,000 points to 100,000 points in 6 weeks. And then literally we hit the senior presidential director just back at the beginning of October, and our business is skyrocketing. It's growing like crazy. And the thing is, we're nothing special. We can't stop talking to people. And those people talk to people. We find people like Brandon, people like Kiara, people like Andre, people like, you know what? This makes a whole lot of sense. I want to help people too. Can I do that? And it's like, absolutely. So again, this caps out at 25,000. Sorry, it's only $1.3 million a year. Not bad, right? But again, that's only the second way to make money. The third way is the biggest. You want to talk about this one?
Yeah, so it's so exciting to be able to make 1.3 million a month, a week, a month,
A year.
a year.
We're going to eventually be making 1.3 million a month. So yes.
Sorry,
hallelujah.
our leaders are making over 100,000 a week,
Yes.
which it's mind-boggling.
They're making a lot
But
more than that,
anyway,
but-
matching
yeah.
bonus was what really got me because it's unlimited. So
Mm-hmm.
it's not capped at 25,000 a week. Sorry, I was actually responding to someone who's invited someone on the Zoom. So, hey Doris, good to have you on. That's just on the side. Good to have you on. Rita told me she invited you, so welcome. So the matching bonus with unlimited income potential, it just is what keeps us awake at night. I mean, not literally because I do sleep, but honestly, it's so exciting,
You fired
because
up.
we earn off our first, second, and third generation 25%. I mean, if we have someone making $25,000, like on our first level a week, that's $6,250 matching bonus, not taken from their 25,000, but it's a matching bonus. So they get their 25 and we'll get the 6250. Imagine having a few people like that. Then we put somebody like Matt and Kiara in, who on our first level, they get that, and then they put Lauren in on second level, and she makes $1,000 in the week, and we are going to get 20% of that. So that's $200. And then Lauren puts someone in, and that's third generation to us. She makes $1,000 a week, and we're going to get 20% of that. That's two, and it's infinite, as many people as they put in. So Matt and Kiara can put in 250 people. We're going to get 25% of everything they make on a weekly basis, and it just keeps growing. There's no limit, and that's absolutely amazing. That's where people are making, like we said, more than 100,000 US a week.
That's right. And so that you got to picture yourself going, okay, how many people can I put in here? We've put in over 200 people personally. Now we use example of my sponsor, Ken. Now Ken, he's put in over 200 people himself as well. So he basically gets 25% all those people. So he gets 25% of what we're doing. Now imagine you sponsoring someone like Ken. You get 25% of what he's doing. Then all the people that he sponsored, you get 20% off of those people. And all the people that we've sponsored, you get 20%. It's amazing how it grows. We got thousands of people on our team now. And literally, it's amazing. Like I said, we have business in 28 countries. We can't stop it. It's amazing how fast it grows, and we're just getting started. I'll tell you that right now. We're going to have 100,000 people on our team by the end of next year personally. I'm just telling you that right now. That's what's going on, so we want you to be a big part of it. So how you get started is very simple. There's an order form. You literally say, you know what, this is what I want to get. Now, I always tell people, you can say, you know what, I want to buy it at retail. I still have nobody that's done that, right? So you can buy it at retail. It's $150 for a 30-day supply retail. That's even inexpensive. You understand, what that means. Now, but if you want to get wholesale, then you got to buy at least a few different patches. So in order to get wholesale, you got to buy at least 3 sleeves. So what happens now, you get it for basically $99.95 per sleeve. The first pack's basically $295 for 3 sleeves. So what happens is that you and your spouse, or you and your kids, or whoever, can start utilizing this right away. But then what we do is we set you up on what's called auto ship. If you want to get 1 sleeve per month, then you basically keep all your points because you're going to earn points from everything that's going on underneath you, but you can only make up to $100 a week. So on the binary. So we say to maximize the bonuses, you got to be at least on the advanced pack. Basically, this is 6 sleeves for $535. Obviously, that's a good deal, $85 a sleeve, right? So what happens here is that now what happens is that you get set up on 2 sleeve auto ship just by doing this and doing this. So my expense I used to spend on all these things, CBDs, essential oils, chiropractors, everything else, was $400, $500, $600 a month. Now I spend $100 for myself, $100 for my wife. We spend $200 a month. I'm like, you don't touch my patches. I won't touch your patches. And so what happens is that now our expense is $200 a month. Here we're making thousands of dollars a week, literally, and basically spending $200 a month. That's our business expense. So we got to fly to places like South Africa and other places so we can have business write-offs, right? So what happens? We actually got the biggest pack though. We tell people if you have the wherewithal to do this, and we've had people take business loans out because they didn't have the money for it. Now, business loan, this is $1,750. I say, if you got a credit card, put it on a credit card. We will help you make that money back like that if you understand that. Again, it's as if you're going to work with us or not. Because I tell people all the time, we can't promise anything, but if you're willing to work with us, we'll tell you exactly what we did. So within 2.5 weeks, we shared this with as many people as we could. We had 20 sleeves, and we did what's something called place and replace. So Steve and Gina Merritt taught us this, and they said what you want to do is when someone gets started, instead of just giving them patches or saying, hey, let me give you 3 months, a 3-day supply or a 7-day supply, allow them to start on the patches. So they have a 30-day money back guarantee, but allow them to get started. And then what you can do is lend them a sleeve at the time they sign up. So if they're with somebody, we just did that with Andre today, we'll lend you a sleeve, and when he basically his sleeve comes in, he just gives one back to Brendan. So he place and he replaces it. Place and replace. We just did that over and over and over and over and over and over. And in 2.5 weeks, we made that money back. 2.5 weeks. By the end of the month, we made almost $3,000 our very first month. Now I'm like going, wow. Now that was all because of the upfront bonuses, because what happens when you sign up someone as a core, you get $35. When you sign up in advance, you get $75, and you get $405 from a premium. So we signed up several premiums, signed up several advanced, several cores, and we made that money back like that. Now I can't guarantee that for you, but we've had people make more than that their first month. We have people make $4,000, $5,000, $6,000 their very first month. Then what happens? The residuals start kicking in, and that's when it gets really, really exciting. So what you want to do is talk to the person and say, whatever pack's best for you. You can even start at the core, start at the advanced, and then you can upgrade to get the next pack. So we've had people that start here and they say, well, how do I upgrade? Well, when you upgrade, you just pay the difference. It's $240 difference, and you get 3 more sleeves. I'm like, that's a good deal, right? But I tell people, if you can do the advanced right away, do that. If you say how, because I've had some people go, well, I don't need 6 sleeves. No, the 6 sleeves are not for you. You use one sleeve yourself, have your spouse use the other sleeve, or if it's just you single. Now you're going to use the other sleeves to place and replace. Does that make sense? So it works really, really well, and it helps people grow the business very, very quickly.
So earlier we mentioned thisisatinfo.com, which is the product website with all the testimonials, and we share that with absolutely everybody. It doesn't go to anybody's website for them to order, so it's quite pretty safe and secure. But do share that. Don't try and explain anything about the clinical trials, the copper peptide, what copper peptide. Let This Is It Info explain that for you. Then thisisateam.com. If you choose to be a business builder like we've decided to be, and a lot of you on here have decided to do, thisisateam.com is actually our textbook. It's the A to Z of how we build this business. There is nothing missing there. In fact, it's a plug and play. You just turn the key. You don't have to reinvent anything. It's all there. There's videos that you can watch. How to go manager, how to set up your e-wallets, how to get paid, the commission structure. It's all there.
Yeah, it's absolutely brilliant. And there's also a pro system, and the pro stands for patch, revisit, and opportunity. So patching, all we want to do is expose this to people daily. And like I tell people all the time, my goal is to get you experience this product. You know, Andre's example, he experienced this product pretty quickly, you know, and all of a sudden his brain cells got activated and went, okay, this actually works. So then what we do is we revisit with people. We follow up with the people that we've shared this with. Then the next thing we do, then basically share the opportunity with them, to have them understand there's an opportunity behind this. It's up to them if they want to take advantage of that or if they just want to use the patches. So we usually find people that say, yeah, I'm interested in making extra money. So I use the example, what would change your life if we could help you make an extra $1,000 a month? Now, a lot of people think, well, that doesn't seem like that much. Go to your boss tomorrow and ask him for $1,000 a month raise and see what happens. Now you have the opportunity that, well, what if we could help you make $1,000 a week? Now what changes? If you could make an extra 20,000 Rand per week, what would change in your life? What if we could help you do that daily, every single day, and growing from there? Not based upon your own efforts, but based upon a team effort. That's what's exciting about this. So that's why we share the opportunity. So we also recommend going to the Facebook page. This Is It Team. You can go right to Facebook. Basically, you can get registered on that page, because it is a private page. But you'll see all the recognitions, all the people hitting the different ranks, manager, director, senior director, all these different ranks. It's absolutely amazing what's going on. The other thing is we have a YouTube channel. Now, I've got my own personal YouTube channel. I never used it for. Now I'm using it for testimonials and for meetings like this, so someone else can see, you know, how this works and everything else. But go to This Is It Team on YouTube, and you can find all this information on there. And then the biggest part to this is then really start thinking about, what is your dream? What is it you want? What is it that if we can help you replace your current income, like for me, it took me 14 months. We're helping people do it quicker than me, because now we know what to do. We didn't know what to do. It was like even Steve and Gina got started 2 months before us. They didn't have these slides. They didn't have these PowerPoints. They didn't have a system like this. They didn't have This Is It info and This Is It team. We literally didn't have any of that. And so we literally have gone through all the different trenches, and now you can actually, people can hydroplane off of what's going on. But if you're serious about your dream, we're going to help you do that. Because like I said, a picture's worth 1,000 words, a video is worth 1,000 pictures. We've been places this whole year, places like this, absolutely amazing. But an experience is worth 1,000 videos. We want you to experience this product. How many people know that when you go to South Africa, it's totally different than the pictures and the videos? You experience the people and the culture in the country. It's absolutely amazing. And we also we're hope dealers, not dope dealers, because we want to give people hope. And Lily, we've been talking to people ever since we've been here in South Africa, and so many people are like, thank you for sharing this with me. Thank you for patching me. Thank you for, just, it's been amazing. It's not only here, it's all over the world. And so we tell people, get started today. Say, you know what? I want to get started with that. If someone's close to you, they'll actually give you a sleeve to get started once you register, because nothing happens until you register. And then once again, we can put together a strategy on how to get you guys launched. We call it a 3, 2, 1 launch. So a 3, just let the person know who brought you. If you're a 3, that's someone who just wants more information. Nothing wrong with that. That's great. We'll get you more information. We're going to set up a time to follow up. Number 2 is someone says, yeah, give me the product. I may not be interested in the business, but I'm interested from a product standpoint. That sounds good. Can I just at least do that? That's a number 2. Let them know you're a 2. If you're number 1, you're like, I like the idea of the product. I want to use a product. I know people want to use a product, and I like the idea of actually money and replacing my income. That would be amazing. If that's you, you're number 1, and then we'll help you get launched. So 3, 2, 1 launch. Just let us know what number you are. Let the person know what number you are, so they can actually, because again, most people can't read minds. I don't think anybody can. So my wife sometimes thinks I can read her mind. I can't. I have no idea. She goes, you should know what I'm thinking. I'm like, I have no clue. So anyway, so just let us know, where you're at. So there's a couple other things. There's other Zooms that are going on every single day. They got different team Zooms that are going on. So even tonight in the US, there's an 8 p.m. and a 10 p.m. Zoom. Tuesdays, they got one that's specifically out of Britain. They had in Great Britain. Another one they got actually in Sydney, Australia, actually on, that's actually Wednesday morning, our time, or basically in US time. Then they have basically Wednesday at 8 p.m., Friday, another Friday meeting at 12 p.m., same time as this meeting we just had, which is 7 p.m. South African time. And it's a 30-minute meeting, very quick, brief with belief. But they have also these team teachings. These team teachings is critical because we have never missed a team teaching. They have them once a week, and we literally follow it to a T. And we've actually done a launch meeting, and we're launching actually in a couple of minutes, not a launch, but a next level meeting. We actually are getting people on today talking about, once again, the teaching that we do. And even in Spanish teaching, but the YouTube channel, everything else, is absolutely fantastic. So again, you want to talk about Rise Up real quick, and then I'll let you go.
And I hope the majority of you have got your tickets already. If you don't have it, please scan the QR code. The early bird price, I believe, that price actually ended yesterday. They're no longer available at the early bird price. So if you want tickets, we do have 2, and we can give it to you at the early bird price. But do get there. We're going to be there live in Vegas together with some of our team members, which we're so excited. We're going to get to meet them for the first time and hug on them.
Yes.
But honestly, it's going to be absolutely amazing. David Schmidt is going to be there in person, and Meredith Burkich will be there. We'll be learning from all the leaders. It's just going to be amazing. And like I always say, if you go, whether you're going virtually or you're going in person, you're going to grow. So don't miss out. Be there with whatever you have to do. If you want to invite people over to watch with you. Those of you who get the virtual ticket, you've got 45 days to replay after the event. That is absolutely amazing. So you can watch in chunks and take all the notes you want to. We also have a lot of incentive trips. Dubrovnik, Croatia for Europe and for South Africa, for
coming up.
North America and Canada. It's Punta Mita. You don't want to miss out. There's a way to track your points so that you can earn these incentive trips.
This is for North America, and then for Bali, US, Canada, Mexico.
Yeah, and then Bali is for the APAC regions, New Zealand, Australia, and Asia.
Which is pretty amazing. So again, we're going to encourage you again to talk to the person who actually invited you. Again, check out this more. If you say, I want to get started, just let them know of 3, 2, 1, whatever you want want to do, however we get started with you. But again, it was a plum pleasing pleasure to share this opportunity with you today. It's been a game changer. It's been a life changer for us, and we've been changing lives around the world. And again, we're going to continue doing that. Like I said, if you always want to be a part of a dynamic team, we'd love to have you be a part of the team. And we look forward to meeting you and talking to you in person via Zoom or in person. We're going to be seeing people all around the world this next year. It's going to be absolutely amazing as we take this company to $1 billion next year. It is absolutely exciting. So again, well, we got to jump on the next meeting right now, but God bless you. Have an amazing day, amazing evening.
And do reach out with any questions you may have.
Yep.
We're here to help you.
Absolutely.
Win.
Yes, win big. God bless you. Have an amazing day. Talk to you soon. Thanks again, Andre and Chiara, for sharing. You guys are